Media.
What's up, Bro Nation? Rich and Dean. Dean looks like he got some facial hair chopped off a little bit there.
Yep. Gonna do it again too.
Everybody, if anybody's here, we'll wait a little bit. We want to do a Warriors Media Day recap. I'm glad Dean is here because I am really exhausted, and I almost just fell asleep through all this everything. Not everything this live. I've been up all day and all night covering the Warriors Media Day. So
nice.
Hopefully we'll get some people on here because right now it's pretty quiet. But let's throw up the back screen. Hey, we got our first commenter.
Hey, there you go. Like, comment.
All right, let me use this new thing that I'm using here. Apparently it takes up less memory. Okay. I don't know where you want to start, Dean, but there's in our Discord, there's tons. There's just tons of coverage. And in case you guys haven't seen this yet, I guess I should get an invite link, except for the regular people, they will get to see everything below here, which is more curated. So this section right here, which is called every single post that I want to ever talk about, that has everyone and everybody associated with Warriors news. And then I break them down and then I divide them up into various categories. Although we want to call them channels here on Discord because categories are known as collections of channels. And so we have a lot from Media Day, here's Anthony Edwards talking about Steph Curry, things like that. There's Klay Thompson, there's Chris Paul and Wemby, just little things that I duplicate then, like this one you would see in the NBA section. You scroll down, oh, there it is, same thing. I just copy and paste on that. But for my workflow and for Intel, this is what I use, and I have a Warriors feed and I have a raw NBA feed, which is all the behind-the-scenes reporters. I'm able to find quickly here. This is for power users. You got to be like a paid subscriber on the website. In any case, email me if you're interested in this. Kimbo, we got to get you access. Daniel Barry, we got to get you access since you guys are regulars here. You're so loyal and you always come on to the live streams and comment good stuff. So let me add you guys. And yeah, Dean, take it away. What were your thoughts on Media Day? And did you actually use the Discord to kind of follow it?
Oh no, I was super busy all day with class and having to go do some stuff. But I absolutely love your the way you set up the video on it. There's just the
I know
the recap of.
If I do say so myself, yeah, right? I love it.
What'd you say?
It's the bomb, man.
Oh yeah,
it's if just, I do say so myself.
It is. I can tell you that it is, Rich. You don't have to say it yourself. I'll say it for you, man.
Oh, thanks.
It's just so engaging, the way that Rich presents the flow, I guess. Of no, they're not the full interviews of everything, but he gets the best little pieces and different angles and things like that, that people filmed and everything, on there from different sides. And I followed it with that. And obviously, was interested by Draymond's reaction to that reporter because there's no way he talks like that to Anthony Slater asking him.
I know.
So I don't know how to feel about it, but it's certainly on the other hand, he understands. He's a pretty savvy media guy. I'm sure he understands that asking in that way and getting that response will kind of make it go viral. I'm sure he understands that. But
yeah.
you know, I don't know. It feels like the I do know. It felt to me like a kind of more serious, not heavy or negative or anything like that, but just a little bit more serious media day this year than a lot of them have before. You know, Steph was more serious. Draymond obviously
Yeah.
didn't want to talk. Oh, that's it. He really didn't want to talk about suspensions or anything like that. So might as well say like you're ridiculous than like let people start talking about that again to start the new season. I think that's fine.
Right.
But
Right.
yeah, I love that Kuminga was like, you know, we'll get to the contract extension when we get there. It seems like everybody's really locked in.
That's got to be a highlight. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
Absolutely.
Him saying if we don't get it
got
done, it's cool. That had to be the highlight in terms of locker room comfort, I would say, you know.
Yeah. Don't get it done before the end of the year, obviously. He wants the contract extension. But yeah, I don't think he's putting pressure on the team.
There you can't get it done after October 21st. You have to wait until the end of the season. So there's a deadline coming up.
Right. And the 21st. Okay. Interesting.
The problem is if they do the extension now, and then let's say we're headed to the lottery. Let's say it's a crashing airplane, and then you're looking at all trade chips possible, and Kuminga becomes a trade chip. Well, then you've got to average his extension with his current salary, which might be a good thing. But then again, maybe it's better to have him at full, 30 million or whatever it is for the end of the season. So if you're in a burning airplane, you'd rather just do the extension at the end of the year. I just there's no doubt to me that they're going to do that. But yeah, things can change.
Yeah.
You could have Giannis could become available some screwy way, right? And then all of a sudden you're scrambling for Giannis, right? So you never know.
The NBA, man. It's the NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I also think, he gets to play for more money. He's not going to lose money.
There's good and bad, right? There's good and bad for that. And
also it's a few days before the before opening night. So you don't even see a regular season game before the deadline's passed.
Yeah.
That's fine. On the other hand, I guess they have about 3 weeks, Again, you never know.
Yeah.
What's up, Bruce?
Let me write those notes. I bought me a new small little, semi-affordable Bluetooth keyboard, but it turned out to be crap.
Oh, no.
Rare instances with Amazon. Luckily, you can just return it. At least I hope I can. So I'm going to be typing away a little bit here.
Yeah.
I learned yesterday that was kind of loud having the keyboard tapping away.
We'll just do ASMR,
Yeah, no, I mean, it's fine for you guys, but when we do the try and splice it and maybe throw something up on Instagram, or incredibly, I think about doing like TikTok. But we'll see if we're ever able to get there.
Well, maybe if you put a little non-copyright music under it, it'll kind of.
Oh, it's too clacky, but oh well.
Bruce, I like it, but I'm going to give you a Steph Curryism and say absolutely. I love the way he says that. That's one of my favorite things to hear. Absolutely.
Oh, say that again. What happened?
Steph always says absolutely in a very I guess it's North Carolina accent. Absolutely. And Bruce said, if you're ready for the new season, give me a hell yeah. I'm going to say absolutely. I'm excited, man. Kyle Anderson saying that he's playing center. I love it. Draymond just walked up to him like, you're a center here now, dude. Get used to it. Yeah, okay, cool. I think he can do it, though. I mean, he's pretty tall and strong, and I know people want a big man, but
Oh boy, I mean, we got to get over that. I mean, we have the big man. That's the big man that you can get when you're already paying. See, it the you can't have it all, right? So if you're going to have one of the greatest of all time who changed the game, you're gonna need to pay him 60 million a year, or it was just 50. It's gonna be 60.
Yep.
And like
62.
Draymond, you could argue that Draymond is, I mean, now he's seems fairly paid. Before, after we won the finals in 22, there could have been an argument that Draymond is underpaid. And I'm sorry, but like the shared brain of Steph and Draymond is going to cost you $85 to $90 million. Too bad. So and then you got to add Wiggins, which was the evolution of the KD contract, KD to D'Lo to Wiggins. That's right. So that one was going to be fat no matter what. I mean, that's like $120 million, and now you want a big man? Like, how are you going to go and get Isaiah Hartenstein? You've got to draft. You've got to draft a who's the guy with the Nets?
Kevon Looney? Oh no, Trayce Jackson-Davis. Sorry, Nick Claxton.
No, the Nets have Nick Claxton. You can draft him and develop him into the big, but then you would have had to have the draft pick. But we won a championship, so how are we going to get I believe he was lottery, if not late first round, right?
Oh,
I let's talk about big man again. It always comes back to le salaire cap table.
Mais oui.
Oops, what was that great when the French reporter asked Steph, did he learn any French? And he goes, "Oh yeah, nuit nuit."
Oh man. Only Steph can be that biting and it still feel friendly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Yeah. All right. We gotta
Oh no, it's the 31st pick. Nick Claxton, I think.
Well, blow me down.
Yeah. All right. That's nuts. Nice. Good for him, man.
Smile. Oh wait, that's all right. So before we begin the official recap, we just did an overview, kind of like the touching points. Mm-hmm. What's up with the no more beard, Dean? What's up with that? Kidding. I mean, no more gigantic beard.
Oh no, this is just stuff. I'll cut off a few hours probably. I was starting to chew the mustache and wasn't good. Cut it all off.
Really? Yeah. You're one of my the Starbucks baristas.
Oh yeah.
He recently shaved off the beard part, and I was like, "Your name is Diego Montoya."
Yeah, maybe I should do like big mutton chops or something. I don't know.
Let's go through some comments. Bruce, what's up? Good to have you. Dean already said hi. Friday. Oh, and then the next live, I was thinking just go live on Wednesday, see what's up. You know, they'll have had 2 practices. We'll split the time. I was looking at the calendar because I downloaded you can do the Google Maps thing with warriors.com/schedule.
Google Maps?
Google Calendar, my fault.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
And so I have it in my calendar because I use Google Calendar.
It'd be cool if they had something on Google Maps, though, right? Like where the team's flying and.
Oh my goodness, the schedule is so grueling. There's games every other day.
No doubt. Yeah. Randomly,
it's going to be nuts. Are you going to be around for all this madness?
God, I hope so. What do you mean?
I know, right? Golly.
Yeah, I want to be as much as I can. You know.
It's going to be grueling, but that's what we signed up for, and just more and more opportunities to get some wins and just figure out what team we have. I mean, it's just really intriguing how it forces people not to predict anything. You can't predict this team. You really can't. You
You can't really predict the West, man, at all. The East is getting better. It really is. I really think that now. There's some legitimate teams out there. Not scrappy ones. Talented.
So fun.
Talented.
Oh, we got to talk about that trade too.
Yeah.
Let's be sure to talk about that.
I'm sure the people in the comments will remind us too.
Yeah.
I like the Brooke Lopez thing, by the way. Devano. I like it.
Oh, Quentin Post, by the way. I don't want to forget this. There's a photo of him, and I swear his reach looks bigger than 7'2". It looks freaky. So I wonder. I wanted to send him an Instagram and tag him and just see. But yeah.
So sometimes you do hear about people growing really quickly, and you wonder, like, maybe they worked out or whatever, but they didn't give you their full measurements, because you might go like, oh, 7'6" wingspan, 7'2". I wonder.
Yeah.
Or maybe, maybe just 7'2" is huge, which it is. But
right. Let me try to find that. But I'm as I speak, I'm adding things. So if you go look at our Discord, whoever has access to this, I think Bruce does. So I just added, because we want to use it as a talking point. There's a longer version from Bleacher Report, which our buddy Charlie DPO Wymond reposted. So it's just easier to go to his Instagram rather than dig through all the Bleacher Report posts. And so he's got the whole video of Draymond sparring with Scott Ostler, who is the we'll talk about that in a minute. But like, I was surprised that, but I think I have an explanation. I've never really seen Scott Ostler be so aggressive, and I told
the reporter you're talking about,
Bill was supposed to. Bill Huang was supposed to chime in had I gone earlier, but it was just a little crazy over at Chase Center. So, in fact, he just texted me back. He can hop on. So let's get him on first. Let me send you the link.
And I did look it up. His wingspan, of course, not his reach. Sorry about that. His wingspan is listed as 7'2".
7'2", right?
Yeah, I wonder if maybe it's a little, maybe it's like, well, if you won't take me with a 7'2" wingspan, why would you take me with a 7'5" wingspan or something like that? Or maybe not.
Yeah,
maybe
this photo on Instagram, I got to find it.
I'd love to see what you're talking about.
Forget what I was going to do with that. What did I do with that? Oh, it was one of them in the Warriors carousel, I think. So anyways, somebody remind me later. We'll do that. And let me email Bill. What is his email? I don't even know. Bill Huang. Oh, cool. There it is. Bill.Huang. Okay.
Oh, what's up, Dean? Thank you, RJ. I mean, I'll thank you for Rich here.
Thanks, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, here's a new name, Christian Sanchez. What's up?
Yep.
What was the trade? Oh, right. We should. What? Really? Somebody said Dray to get Cat. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyways, Quentin Post, Nuit.
I really wonder if Warriors fans will ever understand how good Draymond is until he retires or
certain
gets traded.
Certain sections of Warriors fans, yeah.
Certain sections. The popular discourse, maybe we'll call it, rather than expert opinion.
Wow,
I don't think people really stand. Like, yeah, we need him out there in the court. Some of that stuff has to change. But this guy is unbelievable. How many times you go, oh, Draymond's the solution to the problem?
Yeah.
And they want to trade him every year for some guy who shoots. Okay.
If and when Bill comes on, would you be able to interview him and get him to tell you what it was like today? Because I'm working on a video of the behind the scenes.
Yeah. Is there anything in particular you want me to ask him?
Yeah, I don't know. I think just ask him as if you bumped into him on the street and oh, how was your day? And
was it Huang?
Yeah, Bill Huang. Yeah. I guess he'll be on here anytime soon. All right. Well, let's talk about until he arrives in the green room. I think.
I'm sorry. Say what's it like on the streets? What do you mean by that?
No, I said in case you bumped into him on the street, you would just say, "Oh, how was your day, Bill?" and all that, and just go from there. You don't have to. There's no need to pressure yourself like, oh, you got to be Dean Chambers, the sideline reporter now. No, just have a conversation.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Cool. And talk about what he did today at Chase Center, which he'll probably tell you a lot. So
got it.
We're going to look at the full video of Draymond sparring with Scott Ostler of the San Francisco Chronicle. Are you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. Rewatch of Dray versus Scott. Here we go. I hope this plays. I'm just going to go click on Instagram here. There we go. Turn up the volume.
Fans, maybe your teammates.
Oh, they worry about me. I am a successful black man in America doing incredibly well. What's the worry?
They worry about you.
There are way more people in this world to worry about than me. That's for sure.
But we're here now.
Sorry about
so
we're all here. I don't think you should worry about me.
Okay.
I'm doing pretty well. If you would have told me.
Oh, so I want to go almost frame by frame, not frame by frame, but talk by talk. I think Scott was first of all, I think he came into the room like, okay, I've got a legitimate thing I need to sort out, and I'm going to write an article on SF Chronicle, and I got my green light from my editor to do this. I have asserted my argument is that people are worried that Draymond might get suspended again. So I'm going to ask him about that. And I'm pretty sure that's a valid question. And so he goes in and he asks about that. Draymond's job, though, is not to splinter the locker room. So it's the same as when KD 2019 all season long, which people didn't understand. So many people didn't understand this, especially in the media. KD just didn't want any talk to fracture what they have in the locker room. And for anybody to doubt, anybody wearing a Warriors jersey, for anybody to doubt that, hold on, you good, Dean? For anybody to doubt that Draymond will or will not get suspended, if there's any doubt, you can't play basketball. You have to have no doubt. That's one of the first things I learned. Derrick Rose recently retired. I actually watched Derrick Rose work out. I had the privilege of doing that in 2010, I think it was, because I was trying to get Jeremy Lin to the NBA. So I knew this Asian agent. I've told this story a couple times. And he happened to be very high up with Adidas. Adidas had Derrick Rose. So it was just the customary thing. Is like, hey, I want to court you a little bit, Jeremy Lin. So come and work out with Derrick Rose. How can you say no to that? Jeremy Lin is the one guy that said no to Derrick Rose way back in the day. And it's just, I'm not here to throw him under the bus. Jeremy is a different animal. Like, he has his own way of doing things that are his own way. But Derrick Rose at the workout, so his agent or his handler with Adidas, the agent, ironically, is also the agent of Brooke Lopez. Devano, I know the agent of Brooke Lopez. So but I haven't talked to him in years, and there really hasn't been anything to talk about ever since we weren't able to get him Jeremy Lin. So the one thing he told me was an inch of doubt grows to a foot. So you have an inch of doubt, you got to squash that inch of doubt immediately. That's what Draymond is doing. That's what they're trained to do. That's what their competitive, super fierce, high-level, elite competitive drive tells them to do, and that's what's best for an NBA team, for a basketball team. So he has no choice but to shut down Scott Ostler. However, Scott Ostler came into the room thinking that he had no choice but to write this article. So you get this butt heads situation, and you see it all the time. This is a microcosm of what KD went through in 2019 as a Warrior. And then, the billboard in Brooklyn, all of that stuff, or New York at the time. It was the Knicks at the time. The Knicks weren't good. So there was talk about, having a billboard for KD at the time. He just wanted to shut him down. And that makes the media even more upset, because now you're shutting me down in a way that I can't really write my article the normal way. I've got to really work extra to write this freaking article, right? And I think, honestly, it's, when it comes down to it, it's up to the media to understand stuff like this, to understand that, to understand basketball players better. Like, the world isn't going to revolve around your narrative, even though sometimes it feels like you have the power to do that. So later on, we'll hear Draymond.
And can I say just one thing here, Rich?
Yeah.
I also think it's on the reporter to, there's times when you're just going to have a confrontation between something you think the public wants to know and something that person doesn't want to say. But to ask it so aggressively, and then to not take just a moment to say, I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to implicate you. Like, how important is it for you to remain on the court for the players? I don't think Draymond would have kept going like that. So I just think, this competitive aggression is kind of doesn't really work that well most of the time, unless it's something like basketball, where there's a set score. And then after that, they don't talk to each other like that sometimes, but not normally. So
it's just that you literally have to go into it knowing that you can't really say anything that potentially could fracture the locker room.
Right.
So for Draymond to admit that, and maybe there really is concern in there, but he has to shut it down.
You can't talk about that. Yeah.
And the reporter has to know the 2 steps ahead thing. And that's what disappoints me a lot of times about the media. But this guy is a sports columnist. He's like, sports. He will write these stories for the Niners, for the Giants, sports, whatever Bay Area sports is going on. So there's no nuance there.
Oh.
That's too bad. But
yeah,
I just see butting heads and no solution.
Poor A's fans, man.
Oh,
terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
All right, ready for the rest of this?
When I was 13 years old in Saginaw, Michigan, without a pot to piss in, that you'd be sitting here and somebody would say they're worried about you, I would have probably told them they were out of their mind. I'd be sitting here and they'd be worried about me.
Well, they're worried from themselves too. They want to know.
They don't feed.
They know the team needs
so
you.
Why are they worried?
Because they know the team needs you.
But they don't feed
and
them.
They don't know if
their
you're going to be
families
here.
Doing this. I'm here. I've been here for 13 years now.
If you're going to be here every night.
Been here pretty much every night for 13 years.
Not so.
Very much so.
That was crazy. Scott Ostler literally said, "Not so." But mathematically, you could make the argument because Draymond was suspended twice. He was also suspended for Game 5 in 2016. But then the flip side of that is you could argue that he has been there the majority of times. Don't forget that there are 4 rings, so he had to be there.
Yeah,
with 4 rings, and he was also there for Game 7 against the Clippers that we lost, and Game 7 in 2016 of that.
Both
so
of them.
like, yeah, there's no solution to this.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean that way. Just how do you feel you'll be able to handle that pressure this season, Mr. Green? I'm sorry. And like,
but
I didn't mean that. Man,
when you walk into the room thinking that that your argument that Draymond could possibly that people are worried about Draymond, which I think he's right, but he was just too sure of himself. Like that's
Bruce,
like totally
Bruce said it very well right here. The journalist has a point, but he did not use tact to ask it. That's the problem.
But yeah, you've got to really plan for that ahead of time.
Yeah,
Like,
and understand your relationship too. You know, I don't know what their relationship is, but it's obviously not that close.
It hasn't. Well, now it isn't. It hasn't ever been this way in the past. I can tell you from firsthand experience. Scott is usually the one asking the oddball question that is kind of interesting, and then you'll write an article, and it's like, oh, that's an interesting article because I wouldn't have thought of that. But I think in this case, this being media day, which is one of the biggest media days of the year, other than like finals game 1.
Yeah, right.
Everybody's
still hopeful.
The problem is that, so Scott Ostler hasn't really had that many problems, but I also think that it's the system. So there's something going on with this is where I don't want to throw under the bus the horse and buggy that is known as newspapers. But guys, you guys got to adapt, man. I mean, you better adapt soon because it's already like, it's starting to get there. And yet,
coming from a great journalist too.
PR departments like the Warriors are always going to give newspapers a little extra help because they know it's a traditional industry. You just think back to the black and white films where everybody's wearing a hat and it's after the baseball game. They're trying to interview Babe Ruth and they're asking good questions. I mean, that was the only connection to Babe Ruth back in the day.
Yeah.
But we're so far removed from that. It's really time to evolve, and so I think that's what happened. It's just you got caught in a situation, and Scott was already down the tunnel. It shouldn't have been a tunnel for him, but oh well. All right, here we go.
We all have. Look, Kevon Looney played 82 games 2 years in a row, and everybody was celebrating. We all miss games.
No, what I'm talking about, they want to know if you're going to be here. Like, mentally.
I'm always here. And suspensions, the guideline of getting suspended is something that's in place because it's a possibility. So
there's nothing changed in that respect.
I don't know what would change. Well, I don't get the question. I think my mindset has helped us do some great things. It's pretty cool. So it's all about how you spin it. I love how you try and spin it, but it ain't my spin to it, player. So yeah,
it's call him a player. That's hilarious.
Well, you got to respect the dude not backing down too. Also, it's important that Draymond doesn't get suspended. We're not denying that. Like that that can't happen again.
Yeah. And
I mean,
I just go back
thrown out of a game because he talked to the refs. That's not the same thing.
Yeah.
Flagrant fouls. That's not.
But that's the thing is, let's say you're Draymond's teammate. Would you ever voice even if you had concerns of that? Would you ever voice that? You would never do that.
Yes, privately, never in front of the media.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking of, if you were Steph or Looney or GP2, but if you're like a new guy, you're not touching this with a 10-foot pole. You're gonna go do your job, and like it goes back to that tact thing, and so but you know what? I bet you he got good quotes out of it. So
Draymond didn't stop talking to him. He
the
didn't shut him
editor's
down
gonna
and
be
say
like,
next question. So,
good job, and can I just tell everybody it was you? Because then that'll get people to listen to the brand name San Francisco Chronicle.
hey, Draymond just made Bill Ostler famous, dude.
Scott Ostler.
Scott Ostler. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Well, kind of famous, I guess.
So yeah, gosh, I was really surprised by Ostler's assertiveness, because he's not usually asking like a touchy subject like that. So,
well, Kimbo's saying he thought he was the one going at it with Wiggs over the Olympics thing. You know anything about that, Rich?
Wiggs of the Olympics thing. But Wiggs didn't play in the Olympics. He was denied by Dunleavy. So what does that mean?
I think he meant just that, not playing in the Olympics. But I don't know. That's what Kimbo's saying. I'm not sure.
Okay. Let's see. The reporter, he was the one going at it with Wiggs. Oh, today? I didn't hear the entire Wiggs interview though. Was that it? So let me ask Kimbo. So Wiggs was asked about Olympics today.
I'm not seeing anything with. I'm not seeing any negative articles from Mr. Ostler, Scott Ostler, Draymond or Wiggins or anything like that. And I'm not seeing any news.
Come out tomorrow. Comes out, and that's the thing with the newspaper. It's like there's a cycle, very predictable.
I think
they'll come out with the article tomorrow morning.
I think Bill has sent us a private message here, Rich.
Oh, there he is. Cool. My bad. Private chat. Oh, there he is. All right. Perfect timing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't see his video though.
Yeah.
Spelled 10 cent wrong, Bill. In case you want to get the brand name out. So let me know, Kimbo, did Wiggins talk about it on the podium today? Because I have no idea. I haven't had a chance to. Of course, we could just go to SoundCloud and they'll have all the interviews. SoundCloud.com Warriors tracks. And go look for Wiggins. Hopefully it was like a 3-minute interview, the average time of a Wiggins interview.
Yeah.
We could just listen to it. It was a marathon, 7 minutes and a half.
Wow.
7:57.
Wiggs. That's like a long song, man. Nice.
Interesting, Kimbo. So Kimbo giving us some intel on that.
Really?
Oh, he's ready. Okay. Oh, maybe Bill is chiming in from a phone. Okay. So ready. I'm gonna step out to the green room, and Dean, you go ahead and lead the charge. And whatever you talk about, I'll try and update this background if possible for you to make it relevant.
Sounds
All
great.
right. Let me get out of here and let's bring in Bill.
Thank you, Rich.
Hey, Bill, are you here?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, cool.
All right.
I'll let
Hey,
Dean
guys.
take over.
What's up? What's up, Bill?
Hey, Dean. How are you? Good.
Nice. I think we're all just wondering, what you've been up to on Media Day. It must have been very busy for you.
Right. Well, so it was I caught a little bit of you guys' discussion just when I joined in chat room, and Yeah, it was actually a little bit unusual this year. I'm not sure, the show, how you guys talk to, and, obviously you're already on the SoundCloud and hearing all the sound bites from the players and coaches.
Uh-huh.
So it was actually a compact schedule because the team has to fly out. You can see, I mean, I got there around 8:50-ish, and things already start rolling. People
Yeah.
are shooting videos, and some of the younger players were already out there and doing the work. So yeah, it was because I heard the team has to fly out tonight or this afternoon. So
To Hawaii?
that was
Is
it,
that right?
and the schedule was pretty compact. Everybody was in and out of the interview room, the Bill King interview room.
Uh-huh.
There was not much gap in between. That's what I noticed. That like last year, I was in and out from the on the player floor where they set up for all the photo shoots and stuff to the interview room. So basically, there was a lot of downtime in the interview room, but not this year. They had a pretty compact schedule. They they give it out to all the media members that attended the event, what time slot, who's there. They did some minor shuffling, depends on who's available, but they were all pretty quickly done. I mean, I think Draymond, Wiggs is the first one.
Yeah.
So that's why it was a little bit lengthy. Everybody was ready, with a bunch of questions.
Right.
And then Steph and Draymond, I would say, are the three longest one there on the podiums.
Yeah.
Other than that, everybody was fairly quick.
Yeah.
So
As you might expect, for sure. And I'm
Yeah.
sorry, they're flying out to Hawaii?
yeah,
Training camp? Nice.
yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. Lucky them, huh?
Well, yeah, I don't know how effective it will be, but they did actually like Loon. Who else is? Um, maybe Pozemski. I forgot who actually mentioned it that this is actually a good for the team. They'll be on the road, start bounding together a little bit. Just before the season starts because there are some new members there.
Yeah.
So they feel like everybody's on the road trip will help build the chemistry and all that.
Okay. Yeah. Great. Yeah. And can I ask how long you've been covering the Warriors now?
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
So
I'm sure Rich knows, but I would like to know.
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I started since 2016. Yeah.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good time to
I
start.
was not as dedicated as the Rich, but I was
Nobody is.
I was in and out. Yeah, I was in and out a little bit, but I caught the rise of the team. I was there. I was there for 2015 parade. I mean the season, but I've been going to the Warriors games since I moved to the Bay at the early 2000s. Mostly
Great.
being as a fan, and then I got this opportunity starting
Yeah.
2016 season. Yeah.
Beautiful, man. That's great. Who's your favorite player since you've been that you watched live?
Actually, I was obviously I started in terms of Warriors or my basketball
Both.
fan of
I'd like to know
basketball.
both. Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I grew up watching Jordan, obviously. Yeah, I love his
Okay. Yeah.
game, his fight,
Uh-huh.
and all that stuff. But
Heard of him? Yeah.
when I get on to start watching the Warriors,
Yeah.
that was when Yao was here, and start playing the NBA, and so
Oh
then
yeah.
I started getting grow on the Warriors.
Uh-huh.
We didn't had a good team, obviously, but I was kind of touched and inspired by the fans, the fan base, and how people supported the fans and supported the Warriors, even we were not as good. So
Yeah.
then moving to the We Believe team. So that was one of my favorite teams of the Warriors. getting used to watching a lot of Warriors games.
Yeah.
Baron Davis, and then Jackson and all those guys. Even I even remember Don Levy. And
Yep.
so
Very cool. Yeah.
then the
Definitely cool.
new Warriors, obviously. Yeah, I actually personally like Clay the
Yeah.
best.
Me too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's one of
yeah.
the characters. Yeah,
Yeah. Very, very painful to see him go, but
I know.
also understandable. Just
Right,
fresh start and away from the pressure, maybe.
right.
But I'm from Utah, so I grew up rooting for the Jazz, and
I think.
the Jordan Bulls, the Yao Ming Rockets, and the Weebly Warriors. We all played in the playoffs.
I know. I know.
So absolutely have a lot of respect for those teams, and yeah, man, a lot of younger people, this Steph Curry era is all they know,
Correct. Yeah.
yeah, and the style of play, of course, that the whole Warriors, Draymond and Katie and Clay, everybody like that, created. So I think it's amazing how this team rose from having a great fan base, as you said, but being one of the teams that had a lot of potential, just the Bay Area and the money and everything like that never seemed to get it done. Steph shows up and Joe Lacob shows up too, and everything turns around. And I mean, obviously we want to talk about media day, but like what was it like just watching that 2016 Warriors team, man?
It was
Up close.
it was unbelievable. I mean,
Yeah.
we just came off a championship by surprise. Like
Yep.
a lot of people, even the team itself. I would say.
Mhm.
I mean, like even Steph and Joe kind of admitted afterwards. But 2016, I remember the story just getting bigger and bigger, and they're become
Yeah.
not just a local type of an NBA small team, and went on to this international stage because they were winning so much, right? And it was
Mhm.
kind of fun
Yeah.
to see, it start reaching out beyond sports. So that was quickly a fandom
Yeah.
into the team. Obviously, then the drama happened at the end of at the 2016 finals. But then that sets off the KD era, right? So
Yes, it
it's
is.
kind of a story, having a twist and turn, in a way.
Yeah.
And that comes to kind of the reason I really want to come onto the platform. Thanks for the opportunity, by the way. That
Oh,
I
thank
want
you,
to,
Rich. Yeah.
yeah, I want to share that today. I mean, after being covering the team for so many years, this media day gave me definitely that feeling of maybe the door is closing. Believe it or not, believe it or not, you can see, half of the team faces are new. They were, they were here to doing a job.
Mhm.
They were not as like those bunch of joyful basketball player, the basketball player. They were almost like a AAU team at the time. Hanging out together, going on, eating together. I know Steph is some of the team members was married, but they still hang out like like a bachelors, like a bunch of dudes.
Yeah. Like
But then you can see they grew older. People have kids, and family becomes more and more important. Obviously, when you have a family, go to as a father of two, I know that feeling. You want to go home and see your kids rather than go hang out, play video games, and drinking with your buddies.
Yeah.
So that definitely affected the team chemistry to a certain level. With that said, today you can tell. I mean, I wasn't feeling that before, even last year, as not as much. But this year, you will say you can kind of see Steph and Dray maybe like a little bit like a parent, or parents of the team,
Yeah.
versus there were a bunch of younger kids that they all want to do, you know, exploring. They say, oh, there's opportunities out there. There are minutes for us to grab. There are starting positions for us to compete for. And from that kind of point of view, one fellow beat writer was asking me, how do you think, right? My gut feeling was this year, if we could make the playoff, that's a win. That's a win. I don't think we're a championship caliber team. None of the players were that optimistic when they were asked that question. They all saying, things will change, seasons will go along. There will be, a lot of unknown factors. Who's going to win it all. It will not unfold until pretty much towards the end. But before this season, I can feel many times, and I experienced it too. Draymond particularly will come out and say, "Oh, we will win this." That's the ultimate goals. And I remember clearly when Chris Paul joined the last season during the media day, Draymond say, "Yeah, this goal for this season is winning one for Chris Paul."
Yeah.
So I was kind of half laughing at it, but maybe thinking there could be something special there. But turned it out we couldn't even make the playoff. So this season, I think he knew better. Draymond knew better, and there was a little incident with Scott during the interview. I think Rich asked me too during the text.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then it was interesting to see that unfold, right? I didn't think Scott was getting off on the wrong foot, but Draymond took a little too sensitive about that question. So anyway, overall feeling is, they're optimistic. It's a new team. There's a lot of things to try, but it seems like without a one major force or piece are going to be here, we're not close to get the championship run, in my opinion.
If I may say so, I personally think that there had to be a change in the pressure, in the expectations, and all that. Once you don't have Steph, Clay, and Dray. Now,
Sure.
I'm just a believer that Steph is one of the greatest players to ever live. As long as he's healthy, we have a shot. Personally, I agree that the team as it is right now, going off of what we saw last season without Clay and without CP3, championship expectations are not beneficial to have. But I also think that this team is so much younger and so fresh, as you were saying. Half the faces were new, and a lot of them are even if they've been around for a couple of years, they're younger. I almost wonder if the pressure to be a playoff team and then see where you go from there might be more beneficial than bringing up the history of the three of Steph, Clay, and Draymond all the time and expecting 2017 or something like that. What do you think?
Definitely. I think you're right. I mean, I'm just blessed to see Steph, from, I consider
absolutely.
I'm so lucky that I can experience some of his greatness up close, right? Even the way he handled himself, the way he talks, he's in front or behind the cameras, he's pretty much the same dude. Pretty awesome to see. And then the way that the work he put it in. I was watching Steph was in China this summer. And I was watching that documentary. He hasn't been back since 2019, and he had a great trip. I was.
That was nuts. Those crowds were crazy.
Yeah, he's big, as you said. He's big for this new generation's basketball players or fans. Yeah, he's definitely up there. But basketball is a group of sports. It's a team sport.
Yes.
As great as Steph is, or even Michael Jordan is,
Mhm.
was just by himself. I do not think winning a championship is that. I mean, there's a possibility, for sure, but every other team is just trying to get better, right? And Warriors had their opportunity and chance to build the team like that. They took advantage of Steph's early contract and all that stuff, and then all the big names, the big pieces, important pieces that they wanted to join. Sean Livingston, David West, they wanted to join this once in a lifetime teams to have a run. So they kind of mentioned it, like Kyle Anderson, Melton, also what was the third guy? I just
Buddy Hield?
Hield, yeah.
Yeah.
Buddy Hield. They're great players, but how they gonna fit the team? It's all unknown, right? At the beginning of the open gym, in the training camp, everybody's all just saying the right things, but you need to go through some, wins and losses, losses, to see how they really fit in, especially with is everybody's gonna just circle around Steph like perfectly, right? Even they know they're veterans, but they have, like Buddy Hill mentioned today, that he wanted to, one of the main goals of this season is he wanted to see if he can create more, right? He came in the league as a shooter, but with this team there's a lot of firepower, and then he wants to say he can initiate or facilitate for somebody else's.
Yeah,
So
I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
yeah, that's kind of my point, that the team is still unknown. It's even more unknown than the last year. Could be a lot of upsides, but I honestly, getting to playoff will be a win for me.
Yeah. Well, on the Buddy Hield point, I am hoping that it will be something a little bit akin to maybe Jordan Poole after Clay came back. Just a guy you hide on defense, but is able to play make and take some tough shots on offense and things like that. So I would hope that getting other people involved is something that we'll be able to see from him. And I agree with you. It's definitely less certain than having Steph, Clay, and Draymond, and Looney starting basically.
Right.
But I guess me and Rich have talked about the San Antonio thing, where at about the same age, Tim Duncan was like 2012. And so the next 2 years were Steph would be the same age as Duncan, making finals and then getting over the hump and winning championship number 5. But I'm wondering, like, if the Warriors, I have to say, I think getting into the playoffs is not quite enough. I think they have to get a 6th seed. I think they really do. I don't want to see Steph and Draymond and all that in the play-in again. But if they were to do that, don't you think that if you win that series and you feel confident going into the second round, I mean,
then you got a shot.
You're 4 wins away from the conference finals, which means
correct.
So I guess I just want to know what you think about that prospect, kind of being underrated.
So yeah, I mean, there are still a lot of pieces that we are familiar with, right? Loon's there, TJD's there, Kuminga obviously looks sharp with that haircut.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I hope you can tell Wiggs is he's such a private person.
Yeah.
Even I remember in the early beginning of the interview, somebody mentioned it about his dad passed away. He completely ignored, steer away from that topic, and you can kind of tell the absence for the past 2 years or 2 seasons are that was the reason, right?
Yes, of course.
And there's nobody was talking about. It was barely a rumor around. Obviously, you know, it will be somebody. It would be somebody that important to his life, so that will cause his sense. But again, I mean, these are known pieces. Hopefully, you know, they could get a clearer mind. There's a with Clay leaving, there will be a huge hole for, you know, 20, 25 points, or at least 20 shots for these guys are to fill
And,
in.
and CP3
So
too. Yeah.
exactly. So we still have these familiar faces, and then still have, you know, Steve Kerr running the system. But like I said, right, the new guys, the younger guys, are they able to come in? They all have like a shining points, but say if you take Steph out of the floor,
Yes.
it's just that group is just not give you the confidence to actually closing the game and winning it. And it's always give you that feeling it's up there, right?
Is that all that different than any other team though? Really? If you take the best player off the court.
Good question. But a lot of teams, they have 2, 3, right? So like, you know, just where, you know, where look where Clay went to, right? And then they have Doncic, they have Kyrie. Either one of them can actually shoulder a load, you know, for a good 15 minutes on the floor. But so I'm not saying they're gonna just do much better than Warriors. The Warriors have some players.
Oh no, I was
can
just
do
wondering what you
yeah
thought. Yeah.
yeah
I
I agree.
understand, definitely.
Yeah. But again, it's a long season, and then you need to have
definitely.
a proven group of guys going out there night after night and proving they can close games, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then
Yes.
you know, as good as Draymond is, I love Draymond. He's so smart, and then he always talks the most. I think Rich will knows this better than me. Draymond, when he's off the court, he always talks a lot, and with his wisdom, he knows a lot of basketball. I
Yes.
know he sometimes said things a little controversial, but he's the one of the, you know, media favorite for sure. Yeah, he's up there. And I think today's questions, Scott's questions that kind of tick him off, is mainly people are still marking him, that if he's able to control or contain his, you know, anger issues or on the on-court behavior when things gets a little, you know, fiery. So he kind of yeah, he did not want to go there.
Yeah.
But that's kind of showing he's still, you know, a lot of pride and ego in there. He you know, you can clear see. I think Scott just lost his words. He could steer it away. I was there. It got a little awkward. I was right behind him, and you can tell. I mean, he should have saying or focusing saying not in general crowd that is worrying about Draymond, but more of a Warriors fan base, right? Worrying about his behavior versus, you know, Draymond saying, taking it to the whole country level, you know, thinking everyone is shouldn't worry about a successful black individual. Anyway, but like I said, right, to me, I agree with you. Like last season, that was my goal. I think, or estimate and hope that we'll make a 6 seed. You know, you know, but like Draymond was out of the season for quite some time.
Yes.
Clay was forcing it; was not consistent. You know, CP3 delivered, but he was not enough, right? He was not enough.
But when he didn't have a broken hand, too, of course.
That's right. That's right. And you know, so it ended up us just, you know, couldn't even making the playoffs. So for this season, you know, with Clay gone, so we can see. I mean, clearly right now, Wiggs will be in the number 2.
You think so? Really? Okay.
Yeah, I think they're gonna give him a lot of plays and, you know, permission to fire. Yeah, that's my if you look at the percentage wise, this is still, I mean, he's not those fiery, showy player. But he's still the one. I think hopefully, I mean, he's figuring out himself too, I think, with his dad thing being putting behind, so he can get his head clear up and focus on.
Yeah.
And to me, the younger kids are, maybe Kuminga, because Kuminga is playing for contract extension, right?
Yes, he is. Yes,
So
he
that
is.
is a double-edged sword, in my
And
opinion.
Moody too, isn't he? I think so. Yeah, they're
Moody
both
too.
drafted
Yeah,
the
they're
same.
both
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
yeah,
But
yeah. Uh-huh.
but Moody is in a position is not in his favorite, right? I mean, he's definitely not up to Kuminga's type of a dynamic that can swing and then that can be a crowd pleaser type of player, right? He's more low key, very stable, play on both ends, but he's not an exciting
Yeah.
player. So Kuminga, the words out there, he's type of caliber extension will be a rookie max contract or max extension.
Uh-huh.
So if he's getting short of that, you never know how he's gonna think or behave, right? He's a character. I think Kuminga has his mind. He will show his frustration. He will go to coach or even an owner and show his frustration. So
Yeah.
so to me, that could play both ways if things are not going to the right way. So can you rely on him that much or 100%? We don't know.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
So
Rich just said that Steve's arguing future Wiggs and they need his 20 points per game. So I have been busy with school. Forgive me for not knowing that.
no problem.
I looked it up, and last year, Klay Thompson and Chris Paul averaged. Now they didn't all play the same games, but they averaged 29.7 and 26.4 minutes per game, which means about 56 minutes available in those two wing spots.
Right.
Along with, you would imagine Wiggins would have close to the 27 minutes he got last year.
Yeah.
Um,
That's kind of my interpretation too, right? I mean, how does Steve want to? I think Steve likes that kind of a player, quiet, just do things that he was asked to do.
Yeah.
So that's why Steve always in favor of Moody and Wiggs, that type of player.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So
Yeah, they are kind of similar in a way, aren't they?
yeah,
Just in terms of a workman-like, quiet. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a big team. You have a different personality, yeah, because you can't have 2 or 3 Draymond Greens on the same team. I don't
No,
think any
yeah.
team can handle that.
No.
But
Well, you only need one.
exactly, totally. You only need one.
Unless you're maybe the early 2000s Trailblazers, they had a couple.
Right.
They had a couple of those cats. But is there anything else that you found really noteworthy or anything you think people haven't picked up on enough so
In
far?
general, yeah, no, I think we covered quite a bit. I think in the main point, the biggest my impression, like last year when I got on, thanks Rich to ask me to join,
Yes.
was how I felt about the team. And this year I truly felt having even lower expectation. Unfortunately, I mean, we're still gonna be enjoying Steph every day, game in and game out. Knock on wood, he's not gonna get into any major injury or interruption. But this team is even non-provable than last year.
It's even what?
So
Sorry.
it's non-provable, right? It's still there's a lot of bits and pieces that we don't know, we can't guarantee.
Yeah.
Compared to last year, right? Last year, at least you have certain expectation or momentum or knowledge with the existing players. This year, you have 3 main veteran pieces that you probably, Warriors never played with. I'm sure they're high IQ, they're players they can play, but around Steph, that's still need to be seen.
Yes.
So that's quite important. And then for today's league, every contender has 2-3 major pieces if they want to push far, right? I'm not sure. I'm not saying if you get 2-3 superstars on a team, you'll guarantee a good seed in the playoffs or anything like that.
No, yeah, I understand.
But yeah, basketball is like that kind of a sports that at the crunch time, sometimes you do need these kind of a big name superstar that will take over, right? For that 2-3 minutes, they will just go do their thing, right? KD was the perfect example, so that's where I felt like we are still a little short-handed in terms of, we're a very capable team, but West is still very crowded. A lot of the good teams still as good as they are last year. Not huge shuffling or changing. So coming out of that and getting a 6 seed, it will be a tall target, in my opinion. Yeah.
Okay.
But I can't wait till the season to start.
Dude,
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Good or bad, that's watch some basketball.
Well, the one thing the Warriors have never done is commit the cardinal sin of being boring. There's always something happening. There's always something happening with this team.
Right.
We don't do predictions on here, so I won't ask for a finals prediction or anything like that. But
sure.
I'm wondering what team right now, not having watched how they play or anything and the different changes, what team do you think would be the most difficult team to play in the West for this Warriors team?
Still Denver.
Denver. Yeah.
I think Denver is still the way Denver. Our man's here. Hey, I think Denver is still
good job. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, Denver.
So Denver to me is still the way that if they're healthy and still they are the one, that type of team can give us the most trouble. We're not afraid. I'm not that afraid of with last year's team. I was not afraid of Dallas or Phoenix.
Yeah.
Just the style of the playing. I don't think we are that much afraid of them. But Denver is the one that always gives me problems. Yeah. So this year,
Jokic is a beast, man. No doubt about that.
He is. Yeah. And we don't have the size to tire him out. Not like the Lakers, right? Lakers can tire them out, but we don't have that size. So Jokic can easily back us down. There's nobody that actually can give him a little run. I mean, Looney, right? At most. But I don't think we can tire.
That's where you go Draymond in at the end of the game, but yeah, he has to get to the end of the game, and we have to be close.
That's exactly. Yeah, that's right. That's right. At least that's my guess. If everybody's healthy, then I still feel Denver is our biggest enemies in West.
Yeah. Speaking of,
I like it.
Don't you think we were going to talk about Cat? I feel like Cat getting traded to New York actually helps us on the matchups against the Timberwolves.
I do too.
Because now I'm confident Draymond can cover Randall. Trayce has got Gobert. Okay. Like, we don't have to worry about Cat's offense, So
yeah. Or the two centers, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's a good point. I think Timberwolves, before, I'll give them that they are a great team, young team.
Yeah.
Good blend of they have Conley and kind of calm everybody down, and they have enough talent, length, speed. But they were not experienced enough, I would say, before. You can see they tired themselves out during last year's playoff. They went too hard, in my opinion. They did not play the kind of the chess game too well. They would come out one game, dominant. Everybody's high flying. but they did not play the long game. So that comes with the experiences. So, but this year, yeah, I think without Cat, that kind of lowered them a little bit more. But on the other hand, right, they add a 1 year of experience on their minds. So yeah, I wouldn't count them out, but I
No.
still put Denver ahead of the Timberwolves. Yeah.
Okay.
But New York is interesting now. That was an interesting move. Yeah, that was an interesting move.
Hey, Rich, I got to take a quick break real quick, all right?
Oh, okay. Well, Bill, thanks for coming on. Just maybe one last thing. When I watched Steph, I don't know which clip it was, but he just looked, and here's a nice little picture.
Right. I've seen it.
But
I've seen
like
it.
of all the different years, we'll show that in greater detail later. We'll blow it up. Do you kind of, I don't know if it was, maybe he just got back from China, he's a busy guy, maybe played with his kids a lot now that he got back.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like he looked a little tired, but I might be just judging too much, like little bags under the eyes or whatnot. Like he doesn't really look like he's 36, 37 now, versus maybe the contrast as well.
That's the point. Yeah, I think I was telling him that for this year, it was so funny that you being there at the early years as well, you seeing how young Steph is, a young looking dude, right? Even
Right.
given his age, he looks like a 5 to 7 years younger than his age.
Right.
But I remember last year I was telling you, when I look at Clay and Steph, especially Clay last year, to me,
Yeah.
the wrinkles on his corner of his eyes, that surprises me, right? And then I feel like they're no longer those the young kids anymore, relatively speaking. But to me, yeah, Steph definitely looks tired, and I can see the way he walked from booth to booth. He was not as cheerful. He did not talk and dap people up as often or frequent. Obviously, the schedule was a little tight this year, so he was getting hush and rushed from places to place. But from that point of view, I think was not much differences. But yeah, he just looked older and more tired. Yeah, more tired. He's back. I think he's back from China since about 4 weeks. He said, yeah, 4+ weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because then before that was Paris, so he's been busy. He's had a very
busy. Yeah, he's been busy.
Summer. But yeah, good to have you and have you chime in on all these things.
No problem. Always. Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, someone who was like in the room and can feel the vibe of the room. It's kind of interesting. So appreciate it.
No problem. All right.
Yeah. So you're going to be at one of the preseason games?
So I think yes, I did sign up for the plan to go to the first one, the very first one against I think obviously not in Hawaii.
Yeah,
Hawaii one. I knew a couple of the beat writers are going.
who's
today.
going to Hawaii?
I think I'm pretty sure Anthony is going, and I know Whitley is going. She told me she hasn't packed. So I'm sure there are a couple, probably. Yeah.
That's
lucky them. Yeah, it's a nice place. I love my favorite vacation place. Yeah. So they will play Clippers, right, on Saturday night or Friday night or Friday night or Saturday? Friday night. Yeah, afternoon.
Yeah, 4:00.
Yeah. So I think that after they're playing, they're gonna come back for the weekend. So
right.
Yeah. So that I won't be there, but then the first game against Sacramento, I'll be there.
Warriors.com schedule. Let's take a look real quick.
I'll be there for Sacramento and one of the Lakers games. Yeah.
Good. Okay. Oh, wow. So slow. Well, I've got a million things running, but yeah. So you'll be at the first home preseason game.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Cool.
Cool.
Well,
All right.
thanks for taking the time. Appreciate
Hey,
you.
no
buddy.
problem. Yeah.
Take
Thanks
care.
for having me. Take care. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you too. Bye. All right. So just me and you guys. Wow, it's 10 p.m. already. I gotta figure out what to do about dinner. I forgot. My whole circadian clock is ruined because I stayed up all night. Last night, I was so pumped up after talking to Kyle Anderson's trainer. Yo, what's up with this browser, man? Anyways, let's go back to the Discord and blow this picture up a little bit. Look at the difference. Look how baby faced he looks here. And then 2020, where it really kind of changed. Well, okay, 2019, a beard appeared. And then, yeah, the evolution, 2024. No, I noticed more, wrinkles under the eyes today. And so, oh, that's not good. Keep it like that. I guess it's got to be pretty small. Oh, there's a Clay's Facebook account did a, here you go. Put the link in the description. Here's Clay's tribute. I found out that Clay didn't actually write this, but someone who's in charge of writing his Facebook posts wrote it. So it's official, but it's kind of funny that it's over there and like nowhere else. Clay's Facebook account pays tribute to Warriors and Steph, even though Clay didn't write it, but has someone in charge of it. So, breaking news, my friends. If you stuck around till now, you got that little inside information. And my guy, Warriors for Life official, is always on Facebook. So I don't know how he can stomach being on Facebook all the time, but that's where he is. So that's how he found that out. A rare, social media post that is only on Facebook. That's kind of weird to me that it's not consistent across. That would never happen with Steph because he's got his whole team behind that. Team of guys making sure that all of Steph's social media endeavors are in alignment. And so, yeah, really not much to talk about except next live. Let's do a poll. Should we go live on Wednesday or take a break? Should we go live on Wednesday, which is October? Oh no, October 2nd. Or to split the time between Friday game, or take a break, because you look at the schedule. Did the schedule come up yet? Oh my goodness. Where else can I get the Warriors schedule? I've got this tied up to Perplexity. You guys know Perplexity. What website can show me the Golden State Warriors schedule the fastest? Perplexity. Yeah. NBA.com. Okay. No. NBA.com is.
If you Google Warriors, they have a nice little schedule up there.
I don't use Google no more.
Oh, okay. Cool.
No, but see, look, watch these games. I'm going to try and visit some family on October 19th because the first game is the 23rd, and then it's nuts. Look at this. You get 1 day off, 1 day off, 1 day off, no days off, 2 days off, 1 day off, 1 day off, 1 day off,
Boston.
1 day off, 1 day off. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Was it like this last year? I guess
We kept saying, "Oh, the schedule will get easier," and it never did. So, yeah, I think it was kind of similar. Yep.
had to be.
Hey,
Right?
Kimbo made a good point. Steph might be Superman. He might be one of
Oh,
the athletes ever, but he still
yes,
has a young
Kimbo,
baby
yeah.
at home, man. That
He
no
does-
matter who you are,
He
that's
does
gonna
look like a dad that's been changing diapers. Boom.
Yeah.
Thank you.
yeah.
Totally forgot about that. Yeah.
Especially during his time off, I'm sure Aisha's like, "You got it, right?" Oh, yeah, I got it.
Of course, you have to. I mean, you got it is nothing compared to actually giving birth to another human being.
That's right. Yeah.
nuts.
So what argument do you have? Well, I'm kind of tired. No, I guess I'm not tired. Sorry. You're right. Sorry.
I have like a
I got 4. You got 4 babies.
Oh,
Okay.
gosh.
4 rings. Yeah, whatever.
4 kids.
Yeah. It takes 9 months to win a tie. Oh, right. Yeah. Great point, Kimbo. Great point, man. Great point. Oh, did you want to talk about Cat real quick, Rich? Or do you think we covered that?
I thought we covered it in terms of the. I think the trade helps our matchups.
Yeah. What do you think about it for the Knicks, though?
I think it's good. Yeah, I think now they match up better against Boston. So
Yeah.
you
They
kind
got
of
a team, man.
you got to match up with the teams in your that are on your chessboard.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, I also wonder about Cat reuniting with Thibodeau too. You know how?
Oh yeah, that should be fine.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying it'd be bad. Just like it'd be interesting to see how Thibodeau, already knowing a bit about Cat, utilizes him in that system. And Brunson's great. Obviously, he's really tough. He's a great player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Donte
Dale
DiVincenzo.
Bridges, DiVincenzo. Yeah.
I got some echo over there. Are you able
sorry.
to shut me off a little bit?
Better.
Donte.
How's that? Still hearing the echo?
Let's see. Any echo? Any echo? No, that's better. What'd you do?
Yeah. I just turned the volume down on my computer. I don't know why,
there you
but I don't know.
go. I would say the only other news item I heard about that was that Donte DiVincenzo, granted, you're breaking up the Nova Knicks, but
Yeah.
he was expecting to maybe get less minutes, which he wasn't too thrilled about, especially having the year that he had. I don't know the details.
Correct.
Because I don't follow the Knicks, but
Yeah.
he'll get obviously more of an opportunity to grab minutes in Minnesota. He's going to be a key cog of that machine. Yeah, I guess he had a lot of minutes because they were so depleted. Everybody was playing 48 minutes by the last few games.
But I think he had a good season before all those injuries, though, too, right? As their
For Milwaukee.
Oh, you talking about Milwaukee? I'm sorry.
No, I'm talking about Donte with
Yeah.
New York and Minnesota.
Yeah, I thought he was having a good season as a starter before there was a lot of injuries.
Oh, okay.
Brunson, Donte, Hart, Randall, Robinson, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think he'll start personally on the Timberwolves. I'd actually do that. I think he'll start on the Timberwolves.
Start? Oh no. I already talked about somebody. I was having a conversation with somebody about Timberwolves. They went through the roster and was like, "Oh, okay." So it's going to be Conley, Ant, Jaden, McDaniels, Randall, Gobert.
And I think they'll start him over Conley personally.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
Nice to see.
It's just like they'll start Conley, but Donte could finish a game, but they're starting Conley.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's just kind of traditional way.
Okay. Yeah. I can see that too. Mm-hmm.
So we talked about Donte DiVincenzo. Anything else you want to talk about? Because I'm ready.
Dean's asking who we think might be our starting five. Steph?
Well, yeah, that's kind
Draymond.
of how Steve answered the question when he was asked it
Yeah.
4 days ago, or whatever it was. Yeah, he said it's kind of up for grabs, but I said obviously in the YouTube channel, wherever it is, that you've got to start Wiggins. So it's Steph and Wiggins because
Draymond.
You've got to rehabilitate Wiggins's performance versus his contract.
Mhm.
Otherwise, we're stuck and we can't make any moves, which is ironic. But yeah, so I think it'll be Steph and Wiggins and Draymond and figure out the rest. It's up for grabs. Although Trayce probably has a leg up.
I think Kuminga's pretty much guaranteed.
Oh, Kuminga too. I do agree with that. Yeah.
Which suggests either we're going Steph, Wiggins, Kuminga, Draymond, and a center, or a little bit small ball, I think, with Kuminga at the 4 and Draymond at the 5. So maybe TJD or BP, I guess, is maybe the one competing for that. Moody, maybe? I don't know.
Well, then, yeah.
Oh, it could be Anderson. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Or Melton, it's all. That's what Steve was trying to convey is like, I could legitimately tell my team that it's up for grabs because it truly is. And we'll just go based on performance.
And I think we're at least talking about competent, talented players who can really play and not like how do we fill out the 5th spot here. Like
if Kuminga doesn't play well and Melton does, let's say, then maybe you just go with that. But I'm not worried about Kuminga long term.
Neither am I. Yeah.
Like he's going to get his money. He's going to be a Warrior, in my opinion. It's a total opinion, total prediction. Yeah. I just like I feel that his camp is patient. I think his camp I think by their very nature, they're patient people, his family, so that his camp understands the ebbs and flows and understands like that the whole NBA is going through second apron hell and first apron hell, quite frankly. So you're getting, Phoenix gets Tyus Jones on a minimum, Lonnie Walker can't even get a minimum. Kevin Knox can't even get a minimum as a 15th guy. All these things. We got Buddy Hield for almost half of Clay's salary. It's just it's not. The owners are worried about these restrictions, so it's understandable.
Yeah, I think that's why what Grousbeck is Grousbeck, I think, is selling the.
Oh, good time to sell. Yeah, get the heck out of there.
Well,
it's a pressure.
Once those salaries start to get really big in 3 years, that tax starts going higher and higher. I think he wants to sell it by 2028, if I'm not mistaken. So might as well win a championship, get all your guys paid, and then leave before any tough decisions have to be made. No offense, but I think that's pretty smart.
Well, you do want to sell high. Also, there seem to be like some controversial things, so you might want to go look that up. There's like some controversial thing with one of the partners. I don't know.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know.
I don't have time to even look at that stuff, but yeah. It's not a smooth transition. It seems like.
Yeah, well, I don't know why that happened. It just felt to me like the second apron had a big role to play in that.
Oh, yeah, sure.
But yeah, last few things, I guess. Woj, good luck in St. Bonaventures, man. That is a change. That's a new NBA right there, man.
Sean's about to get a bag.
You bet. Somebody else is going to have to take Shams' place as the high rising, just not quite as senior to Woj. Like somebody else is going to have to get there next to Shams now, and that'll be crazy.
Yeah.
And I always like my guy Zach Lowe. Sorry to see that he was let go of. right before the season began.
Yeah.
A lot of changes, a lot of crazy stuff that's been happening. And man, what a time to be alive, I guess,
Yeah.
And RIP Dikembe Mutombo. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Mr.
Kuminga
Wiggins, too, since I wasn't on last
Yeah.
time.
All right. Let's see. Kimbo. Step. Quit. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm happy with whatever the lineup is. I don't really care. Let's just win some games and get some chemistry going.
I gotta say too, I really think, to me, there's two types of fast-paced basketball. One is run and gun. I'd say like Mike D'Antoni, which I'm not in favor of for this team. I think we need to play defense. The other is showtime, which is like the other team gets one shot, you try and defend as best you can, get the rebound, and get the ball up the court as quickly as possible. And I really think there's a lot of opportunity for this team to just run. And I know Steph and Dray are a little older, but it will help them the more they can get in transition against the taller point guards and power forwards and centers and whatever. So I'm really hoping we see this team push the ball without giving up on defense. That's one thing I'll really be looking for.
And Steve seems excited because, Kyle Anderson can defend. Melton can defend. These guys are solid two-way players, and they're helping Buddy can do more things than just shoot. So yeah, it's
they can dribble and pass. Those two, Melton and Anderson, they're really good playmakers. It feels like secondary playmakers at least. And I don't know if you heard this, but I'm hoping that Buddy Hield can kind of be in that Jordan Poole role, where you understand you just have to defend him. You have to kind of hide him a little bit on defense, but it can just be a microwave off the bench, not just in scoring, but also in playmaking and hopefully getting to the hoop a little bit, drawing some fouls and things like that. So I'm really excited about that, seeing if Buddy Hield can do that at a little bit older age, being a little closer to Wiggins and Looney and me. Age-wise.
Hey, get ready for a screenshot. One last
All right.
one. Ian, ready?
Bubbles ready.
1, 2, 3. Whoops.
That's okay.
A little too.
No, that's okay. She's camera shy. She just wanted to say hello real quick.
Yeah. All right.
Help Curry win games. Yep.
Friday, people. Next live. No, actually Wednesday. Because how's the poll doing? We get more than one vote.
Oh yeah.
6 votes. 6-0. Yay!
Nice.
I'll take it. Let's do that. And 7 votes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This Wednesday, is that right?
Yeah. In 48 hours or less.
Let's go. What time is it again, Rick?
That will go live or right now?
No, that will go live.
Oh, I don't know. What time you guys want to go live? 7:30, I think. Just kind of
cool. Okay.
It helps.
I'll be out of class by then, so I should be available.
Yeah, our second unit should be good. I mean, we're going to be pretty deep in that, and that's what Draymond said on the podium today. I actually have that particular question, who was asked by Rick Bucher of all people.
Nice.
And he said, "Yeah, what makes it, what gets you over the hump is the 6 through 10 players. 1 through 5, they're all going to cancel each other out. Not in so many words, but that's that's the Cliff Notes version."
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see you guys 7:30.
Yep. Well, as I was saying, and thank you, Mr. Huang, for letting me interview you. Yeah. Thank you very much. But between Clay and CP3, who obviously was Jordan Poole, there's about 56 minutes available from those two. that I imagine will be divvied up fairly evenly amongst some a starter and maybe two bench players.
Said 53,
56.
56 minutes.
Yep, based on their average minutes. Obviously, they didn't all play the same games. I understand that, but
One of these days, you'll have to do like a spreadsheet as if you were on the coaching staff.
all right.
That'd be a heck of a project.
Well, I've tried that before a little bit with rotation minutes and just trying to get everybody up to a certain number, and it's really hard, man. It really is. It's complex, trying to do that quarter by quarter or half quarter by half quarter.
Oh yeah, yeah. Check out the interview I did with Kyle Anderson's shot doctor, Kingkory. Yeah, 39%, 40% would be super awesome.
Ready to get this thing back going, Rich, man. Dubs playing again.
It's gonna be nuts.
And after this season, the Valkyries, man. Unbelievable, dude.
Oh, thanks for bringing that up. I mean, we
Yeah.
just can't end this live. Just stuff comes up.
Sorry.
Just today, I mean, if you get access to this Discord, there's a section just for the Valkyries. That is like a special section. And today it was announced that the expansion draft will happen on December 6th. Freaking December, Dean. We're going to do Valkyries content on December.
Like
so
10
what do you
weeks
think
from
about,
now?
What do you think about this? Okay, we can't leave just yet.
What do I think about what? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
You get to protect one player. These 12 teams protect one player, and I don't know how many of them the Valkyries get to pick. Here's the rules. I don't know. It's like whatever. One player from each of the other 12 teams. Yeah. How many of them do you want, or will the draft have enough for you? I guess you're going to draft 2 people at least, maybe 3.
Yeah, it's you don't get to pick 12 players from each team, right? It's that
one player from each team, but it's confusing. But like, I guess you could go with those 12 players. Now you've got a team full of 12 players. That's like,
no, I think you protect one player from not being in the draft whatsoever. So, like, obviously, the FIBA are going to protect Caitlin Clark over anybody else.
Shut up! So we get to just pluck freaking like New York.
No, I think it's randomly assigned. I think that's how expansion drafts go.
Confusing. Randomly assigned.
Or like, I don't think you get to pick anyone you want except a protected player.
Each team submitted roster list will require 6 protected players. My fault.
Yeah. So you get to protect like half your team.
Okay.
And then the other people might be selected, might not be to go to.
We're gonna get Katie
expansion teams.
We're getting Katie Samuelson of Stanford. Watch, just because.
Nice. Oh wait, no, that's a college player, right?
No, she's on Indiana, but she's not in the rotation.
She's on it. Yeah.
So she's okay, but yeah. But I think we'll get her to. We need Stanford fans to come to Chase and watch Katie Samuelson.
I heard someone say that there's not going to be any player in the WNBA that is going to go after like Sabrina Ionescu.
Oh, for sure, we're getting Sabrina. I have no doubt.
Yeah.
We're getting her. Yeah. I mean, there's already connection. Sabrina's awesome friends with Steph. It's like it's almost a done deal. I would say. Not that that I've said that, basketball gods will make sure it doesn't happen. But no, she's a free agent in 2 years. She can go wherever she wants.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Well, they pay her, and who's going to pay her? We'll gladly pay you.
Yeah. especially WNBA contracts. I mean, it's for like that's half a season of tax for the whole team, you know. But can you imagine having Steph and Sabrina
I know. I can't
in
imagine
the
that.
Bay Area? I mean, yeah, but like, really picture how exciting that would be, especially not just for the channel, of course, but a bit for the channel. Like, okay, Steph just, you know, had a great Christmas game, and we're looking. Oh, I guess they don't play Christmas, but you know, like early season Warriors playoff Valkyries, hopefully, you know, with Sabrina.
They've already sold 17,000 season tickets. That's nuts.
That's nuts. That's amazing.
It only holds 19,500 or something less than that.
Yeah.
There's
They're
only-
not all going to be for the same game, of course. I would imagine that everybody shows up, but I love seeing the WNBA take off like that. And I think the Valkyries coming to the Bay with Steph here, it's right at the perfect time. You know,
Were you here when Shivansh found out that the Fever sold more tickets than the Pacers?
I know that happened. I think I was, yeah. I think I was looking at
crazy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they got Caitlin Clark. She's
but
not far behind, you know.
The freaking playoffs. But I guess we're talking regular season, but yeah. Still.
I mean, the Pacers are a cool team, and it's no, you know, I'm not saying they aren't a great watch, but Caitlin Clark is more than generational. You know, it's transformative for the NBA.
Yeah.
And Asia Wilson too, probably. I mean, it could be a Magic Bird type thing to sing, really.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
good point. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We can win it all. Let's go, Dub Nation. Thank you, Kingkory.
All right. We'll see you Wednesday. Are you around Wednesday?
Yes, you said 7:30, so that should be after class. I'll be here.
How about for the game? 4 or 4:30? Let me see.
No, I got class till 4:45, and it takes me a little while to get back home. But I'll try and hop on as soon as I can.
Oh, my fault. It's Saturday.
It's not Wednesday?
The game is on Saturday, not Friday. Duh. Why else would they have it at 4? They wouldn't have it at 4 o'clock on a Friday. My fault.
Yeah. Oh, then I'll be available on Saturday.
Pacific. Saturday. So every time I said Friday, I meant Saturday. Oops.
Oh, good. Everybody here will be in the loop. And they'll get all the notifications. I'm sure.
Yeah.
And they'll all subscribe and leave a like.
All right. Thanks, guys. And then, one last, maybe we have time. How are you liking the Discord? Ask Shivansh. Is Dean on there? Are you on the Dean Agon? Are you on the Discord? Because I can't. It's hard to keep track. Catherine in. And so, how about Catherine?
Guys,
if you liking the Discord,
if you want every moment of your day to be filled with great Warriors content, I'm telling you, Rich called it a fire hose.
It's a fire
geyser, man. It's a geyser, dude. Like, it's nuts.
It's freaking Niagara Falls, man.
Yeah. No, it's going up. It's going up.
It's just, These two feeds are nutso. And then I've got another one that's secret, but but no. Yeah. Oh gosh.
And how much is it per month, Rich?
And,
very cost effective. $5.99.
Oh yeah. If people want this one, every post,
it's not
and then sifting through all of these of players, then that's $5.
Oh, could you show it on the screen, Rich?
Show what? You just got to go to our website. I mean, at this point, since we're only talking to a handful of people, just email me.
Oh, you're too nice, Rich.
I haven't gotten to the point where it's like this blanket thing and it's like automated and everything. Like that will come, but like it's so like this is just starting out from scratch, Really, the website.
Yeah, but it's ridiculously awesome, man. There's just awesome Warriors.
It's like
on this thing all the time. It's incredible. Seriously, you guys Take advantage of what Rich is offering you.
But you've got
Seriously, it's
the
great.
Dean. You've got the since you're the loyal guy, and there's a lot of loyal people on here. But like, there's another level to this, which is the $99 a year. So you got to commit $99 to a year if you're new here. If we haven't gotten to know you over like the last few years. And that will get you access to anything. But what's 99 divided by 12?
It's $8.25.
$8.25 a month. I mean,
Yeah.
I was hoping for $30 a month, but it's like, all right, I know I need to be on Substack because that's cool in the NBA to have a Substack. I'll ride that until we get the subscribers up to some ridiculous number. Then we'll switch platforms. But right now, I need Substack more than it needs me. So, yeah, cool. Well, anyways, that was just a heads up on that. But we'll see you guys Wednesday.
Very cool. All right.
Oh, look at that, Catherine. Yeah.
Oh, Dean's already on Substack.
No,
Please go check out the
it's
Discord.
different
man.
than that. It's slightly different. I know it's confusing though, but it is different. One last screenshot for Catherine. All right. And that's it, guys. Let me go eat. I need to go eat something.
Yeah, let him cook.
Have some popcorn. And yeah.
Hey, in honor of Steph.
All right, guys. Why is Bruce laughing?
Oh, I think he's just enjoying the patter, you know.
Maybe it was the Substack. Oh, I have a Substack, but it's totally different because Discord is not Substack.
Yeah. Go to both. Just check out both. They're both great.
What am I doing? I need to. It's been media day. I don't look forward to the media day. That's the one day of the Warriors I don't get excited about because it's too much.
Only one day he doesn't get excited.
I haven't done any of the interview ones. And I'm worried. All right, one more. We got to get this one. Dean, 1, 2, 3. All right, thanks, guys. See you in less than 48 hours. Thanks, Dean.
Yes, sir.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Bill.
Rich.
All right. Thanks for taking over when Bill was here.